How you been, man, for the past couple days?
I've been good. I've really been like preparing for the end of school and 2K coming up. That's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah.
I did
I
I did a
don't know how I'm
six-mile
gonna
run
deal with that.
today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been doing them like periodically, and I've been doing weights and other stuff. So I feel like I'll do the same or better. That's what I'm thinking will happen.
Oh shit.
I don't think I'm gonna get like
Yeah.
a 30-second PR. I did like,
No, yeah.
you know.
I wouldn't be I think you do good on like I'm confident you're gonna go sub 640,
I
maybe
went sub
635.
640 on the other one.
Oh, you did? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've been training consistently and like, you know.
You seem to have been working out quite a bit.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not 2K ready, you know. I'm just like doing 10Ks and stuff and like weights. Like, I don't know, man. Honestly, my priorities have kind of like shifted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really a high school rower anymore,
hmm
you know.
hmm So this podcast is going to be about mental illnesses and like PTSD and stuff.
Uh
Talking
huh.
about that. So right now I have up Mayo Clinic. Very interesting name.
Oh yeah, Mayo Clinic. They got some crazy stuff.
Yeah. What what are they about? Before I get into it, so I wanna know what Mayo Clinic is about.
I think it's one of those like it's like a WebMD sort of thing. Like it tells you about like
They're a
different. Oh,
hospital.
they
It
are.
says it's a
Oh
#1 hospital.
well, I know for sure that they have like the like symptoms and that sort of thing. So
They have a
that's
campus in Florida, Arizona, Minnesota.
nice.
Alright, so Mayo Clinic says, an overview. Mental illness, also called mental health disorders, refers to a wide range of mental health conditions that affect your mood, thinking, behavior. I know a typical thing, like, um, especially in my family, is seasonal depression.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, my sister has ADHD and depression.
hmm
And then my other sister, she's a lot better now, but like when she was our age and up until like relatively recently in the last couple of years, she had like really bad anxiety.
hmm
Uh, let's see.
How have you seen her deal with it?
Which one? Which
Um,
sister?
anyone, just give me an example of how they deal with it, I guess.
Uh, well, the my sister who had like really bad anxiety,
hmm
she like I don't know. She's like totally changed. She's like found herself basically,
hmm
and she did like a lot of breathing sort of things and a lot of different exercises. I guess uh, she has like her own. I honestly don't really know. Like her lifestyle change kind of happened over several years, I think, to my knowledge, and now she's more like. I feel like she finds a lot of peace with the idea that uh, there isn't like she lives every day like it's going to be her last, that sort of thing,
Yeah,
you know. And I guess that helps her a lot,
that's good.
to my knowledge. Yeah. So that's how my other sister. Uh, she's having kind of a rough time now, right now, but
hmm
she's dealing with it a lot better than in the past or recently.
hmm
Yeah. So she's hopeful.
I've seen
Yeah.
some people, like we've talked about before. Some people internalize it. Some people turn into comedy or different behaviors than what they're actually feeling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just different people have different ways to cope in, like you're saying. It's kind of interesting how everyone's unique in that way. Where like in a lot of ways everyone's unique. Oh yeah. No. I mean, some people do like oh, there's this one guy I saw on TikTok actually who had like what's it called? Schizophrenia,
Hmm.
and he it was really interesting to see how he dealt with everything, or like his I guess disorder. He was like always talking about how oh, what should I call it? Oh shit. Are you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh god. Wait, who's this? Wait, did I just Oh shit, my bad.
For viewers at
Where'd he
home, we're
go?
currently playing Apex Legends
Oh yeah.
on
No,
the
my bad. But
Xbox.
basically this dude was saying how he didn't want schizophrenia to be seen as like totally debilitating
Hmm.
and more as like a just another part of his life.
I could
Oh
see
hell
some
yeah,
people
bro.
getting like scared from it. Oh wow, you're doing a lot better.
Yeah, that was hella lucky, I think. Anyways, yeah, no, oh, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was along the lines of like you have the power to do whatever you want with your issues. And honestly, schizophrenia is just such a like an interesting disorder. Like there's so many parts of the brain that are just like mismatched or haywire or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that,
it's good to help those people, but you know sometimes people don't want to be I guess not babied, but seen as different because it hurts, you know, sometimes to just not be like everybody else.
oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, everyone wants to be treated as and seen as normal.
Yeah.
Like, but you got those people who like realize that this is just a part of me and I am normal and it's just this is one other unique part of my life
Hmm.
or one unique part of my experience. You
Have
know.
you ever met someone who uses it negatively, like they use it as something to fall back on or um, abuse it?
Um, I think the issue with that is wait, how do you fucking open the door? Oh, there you go. I think the issue with that is that it's mm, I don't want to say that they they use it like that, like they because I don't think the people who use it as like a crutch are like I don't want to say they're knowingly doing it, but it's more so they haven't realized that their issues like aren't something that they have to be like afraid of or that they should fall back on, you know?
Like these people who use it as a crutch, do you think like that they probably don't have it as bad as the people who just accept it as part of their lives?
Oh shit. But they don't have it as bad. No, not always, not necessarily. Like I think it doesn't really matter how bad it is. It's just like the person's perception, and it, it's all about like the person's like will and their outlook on the issue. It's not so much that they're like, oh, I have it less off, so it's not like because I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what you're kind of saying is like if a person has it less so, they might realize, oh, this is something I can get over, but I choose not to because I get out easier in life.
Hmm.
Whereas someone who has it, more severely, whatever it may be, they're like, okay, well, I may not be able to totally fix this, but I can learn to live with it. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't totally think that's true because you have people who might have it off really bad, and they have no support or no guidance, and they don't really know what to do, and then they just kind of give up, and they're like, well, you know, the world's against me. Like I have, there's nothing for me to do. Like there's no help. The world isn't made for me. So, you know, that there's that issue, and I think that's where it comes from, is like lack of support or lack of uh, guidance that makes people, I guess, use it as a crutch or whatever.
Maybe attention, possibly. Depends.
Well, yeah, attention too. I feel like attention, uh, usually attention is seen as like a positive thing. So when it's in a positive light, with the attention, that kind of goes hand in hand with the support and guidance and that sort of stuff.
So
I'm just
right
going to kind of
here,
ramble on.
I'm looking at saying the causes of mental illness in general are thought to be a vary of genetic and environmental factors. So, you know, there's things not only with our body that we can't control, but inherited, or you know, we just end up, you know, wherever we're born affects us. You know, you
Oh
don't
yeah, like
choose where
the
you're
whole
born, but
nature versus nurture
yeah.
situation. Yeah, I remember we had talked about a lot about that in my psych class. But I think they both go hand in hand. Like there are obviously some things that are more prone to, genetic disposition, like, you know, like I don't know, like what's it good, like Down syndrome or something.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you're not going to get that from like a nurturing perspective, like that just doesn't happen.
yeah.
But you got issues like depression. Yeah, there's a
PTSD.
genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, PTSD. Yeah, that's a great one. Like there's no, like, you can be born with like being more prone to
Epilepsy.
something,
Yeah.
epilepsy. Yeah, but there are much more prominent, uh whatchamacallit, much more prominent environmental factors that play into, whatever it may be.
Definitely. Someone who's, you
Yeah.
know, born with a, uh, you know, you see it in TV sometimes. Mother dies in childbirth, father takes it out on children.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's gonna
That
cause abuse. That's gonna lead to some kind of PTSD, and
uh
um, will cause trust issues in future relationships, or um, you know, just problems with relationships in general.
hmm
You ever heard of like the girl with the daddy issues kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting.
I joke about it when it is quite serious, you know, where some girls probably like feel some sort of way about having like a fatherly figure that they may not get.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. No, I mean, definitely the whole parental situation. Like, I don't know. If you don't have good parents, like, life is gonna be kind of rough for you. Not gonna lie.
Were you
Not always.
were you babied, you feel? Or were you
Oh,
nurtured and like
I
you know, kept on a straight path?
yeah, I was definitely babied and nurtured. Like, so basically, my dad, for I don't know why, but he like was not able to have kids. Like my parents tried for a long
Mhm.
time, and it just didn't work. And so my two older sisters, they're my half sisters, right?
Mhm.
So, but like, when I was born, they were 16 and 18, so I've known them for like my whole life. So I really just consider them my sisters. But yeah, so my dad and my mom were, trying to have me, and it just didn't really work out. So I ended up being one of those like lab babies or whatever, like with a sperm donor.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to be super self-conscious about it and like not tell anyone
Mhm.
because I thought it was like weird, but like nowadays it's super common to
It
have that.
it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, when I turn 18, which is like what, next month,
Mhm.
I like there's a document that the donor can sign saying, "Oh, when the kid turns 18, like they can see me. So if I want, I can like find his information and go meet him." But
Oh, that's
yeah,
crazy. I didn't. Oh, wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But oh, I totally forgot where I was going with this. What was I saying? Something about babying. Yeah. So basic. Long story short, my parents tried really hard to have me, and eventually they did. And yeah, I don't know. My parents just want me to do a lot. Like my mom's always like, "Oh, you know, my the two girls like they ended up fine, kind of, but like they didn't do anything extraordinary, you know. Like I love them to death. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with them, but mom's like, you better do something great." I'm like, "All right, mom, for sure."
Quite pressure. Quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you feel like
It's not.
that's affected you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's not too much of an issue. I just like try and do my best. Like the whole babying thing or like
Hmm.
nurturing. Like I feel like my parents have definitely done a lot for me in order for me to like get to a like be in a position to where I can accomplish a lot of my goals. Where the fuck did you go? Oh, you went up there?
Yeah, I
How do
went
you...
up the balloon.
Oh shit, the wall. Wait,
Yeah.
how do you
Go up the balloon. Go up the rope.
wait, okay, all right. I'm up. Now what?
And then head my direction. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Dude, that's fucking sick.
For
Yeah,
the.
anyways,
Yeah.
uh yeah, so they've definitely like put me in a position to where I'm able and it's a lot easier for me to accomplish my goals, which I'm very grateful for. Like, like they pay for rowing, they pay for a lot of like they're helping me with school or like college, like all that sort of stuff. They like I had a tutor for a long time, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So uh in terms of like their expectations and how that's affected me, it's I don't think it's really like I think it's positively affected me probably just because like it gives me some like regardless of my situation I can always like strive for something.
Hmm.
Like I always know, okay, well I bottom line is I have to do this. So yeah, I think that's the whole thing. But I definitely have been exposed to a lot of nurture in my life, I think, which I'm grateful for. But
Yeah, that's great.
what about you, man?
I
What are your thoughts?
I personally like sibling wise, um I also have a half brother, which is very interesting because I'm in the same boat where I was born with him just in my life, so he just is my brother. Like I don't think any different of it,
Yeah.
you know. He could be or not be, I wouldn't care. He's still my brother.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same.
And I feel like that's very cool. I feel like that's something, like it could not be that way. And that'd be very, disappointing. This nurturing around you to have that kind of relationship that I find very cool.
Hmm. Yeah. So
So
you'd say you're
it's very interesting.
nurtured or
Hmm.
whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah,
like
I think we're
I'm given
good.
a lot of freedom, I feel, compared to
Hmm.
other people
Hmm.
that I know, which I like.
Yeah.
I like gives me a maturity.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You get to you need to make your own decisions and make sure they're the right ones. And if you make the wrong one, then you fuck up, and you learn from it and you
Definitely made
mature that
worse.
way. Yeah. I mean, that's the way life goes, man. You
Yep.
make mistakes, you learn from them. Oh yeah, I think we're both very fortunate to have come up in the nurturing, loving environments that we did or have. It's like, I know people, I'm sure you know people too, who like really don't have the best family life.
Yeah.
and it's just like, you know, really saddening to see that they don't have or are able to experience what we do.
It's hard.
And
It's
like,
hard to see that sometimes. You know, like you see
mhm,
that and you wonder, like, wow, you know, like these adults who were once kids, you know, they aren't being there, or they aren't being influential or stuff for these kids who are great people, but you know, like, don't it's hard sometimes to understand, like, how are they not, you know, seeing that they need to be there for them.
yeah, that's like, that's really frustrating because like, you know, you're a parent, like you hopefully you're smart enough to realize you have a kid and you have a responsibility to them,
Hmm.
and like if you don't want them, like you either, you know, give them up for adoption, or like you have an abortion when you first get pregnant if you're not
Hmm.
ready for that, or you don't want to give up
Or
your child.
religiously, you know, there's religious and political factors to that.
Yeah, yeah, but like, I don't know, regardless, like if you have a kid, I feel like you have a responsibility to
Yeah.
raise them and, you know,
And you have to be
make
ready
them
for
into,
it, or else, you know, if you're doing that kind of stuff, you really got to be ready for it, because it can happen
yeah,
under
exactly,
good or
like
bad circumstances.
yeah, you want to make them like productive members of society. That's like, or else, you know, we don't really go anywhere.
Mm.
It's rough. Yeah, it's definitely frustrating having like, we're seeing bad parents. Like, I just really don't understand it. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of interesting. Like, I don't know how it would work. It like, I don't think it's realistic at all. But I think it'd be very interesting if there were like requirements for parents. You know, like they met standards,
Or else what?
or like you wouldn't be able to have a kid. You know.
That's not a possibility though. Like, you know, there's rights and stuff.
I know, but like just like to play with the idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it it's a perfectly fine idea. It's just the more in depth you go into certain things, it gets a lot more complicated than just that, sadly.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But just like it definitely wouldn't work. But
Yeah, good idea, good idea
yeah,
though.
I'm not like advocating let's make parents fucking.
Abort their children if they can't take care of them financially or emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, like
And there's
it's
also the, like, my body, my choice stuff, where a woman is the carrier of the child, so she has primary control on whether they're brought into this world or not.
hmm yeah, like
Whether the husband has any interest in it or not,
uh-huh. Yeah.
which is sometimes unfortunate because people are put into positions that, you know, they probably shouldn't be in, but it's how it goes.
hmm Man, yeah, I don't know, like trying to think of a question.
Well, here's another cause of a possible mental illness would be brain chemistry. Right here it says neurotransmitters are naturally occurring brain chemicals that carry signals to other parts of your brain and body. When natural networks involving these chemicals are impaired, the function of the receptors and nerve systems change, leading to depression and other emotional disorders.
hmm Yeah, dude, the brain is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like they turn chemical signals into electrical signals. Fucking
Yeah.
like, damn, bro, that's just insane
You ever heard
to
of,
me.
like, this is a little bit off base of that, but like people who are naturally clingy or stuff,
hmm
like it's hard to tell whether that's like their natural personality or something that happened during their life, because it's not something you can just ask someone because they'll probably take it wrongly, but it is something to wonder about.
Oh,
You need help?
sorry, I just fell.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting. Like, hmm, it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely hard to tell in situations like for like you're saying clinginess. Like that's very because you could say that it's a natural thing for them or whatever. Like they were born that way, but also there could have been issues like as kids where it was like, oh, they were ignored or whatever.
mhm.
Uh, or but yeah, it's definitely hard to tell.
You know,
Also, I'm
so
seeing.
sometimes they'll be blatant about it, but other times people won't specify, um, problems that they're having or anything like that.
Anyway, um,
There's some people that are at risk to themselves. Like, I've seen or heard of like people being like uh, how would you describe it? Um, not just suicidal, but like um endangered to themselves, I guess.
like attempted suicide.
Yeah, kind of like that. Stuff like around that area.
Yeah, that stuff's scary, man. Like it's sad, but like people get to a point where it's like, you know, that's how they feel like it's their only way out or whatever. Yeah, it's rough. But then you got people who are like terminally ill and they don't have like any hope or they're just suffering and they just want to end their suffering
Hmm.
and that's like it's definitely humane. I feel like
It's hard for other people around them to deal with. Think
yeah,
of this person being out of their lives so quickly.
absolutely. And you know how like assisted suicide in a bunch of places are like is illegal.
Yeah.
So like oh, I saw this documentary. I guess it was a documentary, but it was this video thing, and it was this. I think it was this kid or something. It was someone basically like had to leave in the middle of the night from their house without anyone knowing to go like kill himself in a motel, or else he wouldn't have like his parents would have been arrested or something like that.
Hmm.
Like he wouldn't be able to he like wasn't able to die in peace at his home with his family. But then they got I think well in Canada or something. Yeah, but oh, it was in Canada or something that they're starting assisted suicide and like I don't know. I think that's great, man, because like no one should have to like die alone in fear that the people around them will be like criminally charged. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, unless it's like the things of like I've seen on the news of this one girl is like telling this guy he's gonna you should kill yourself and stuff like that. It's very
Oh
unfortunate.
yeah, I remember hearing that. That's just like people joke about that all the time, and I'm just like, that's not like suicide jokes and like death threat jokes. Like that's just not funny, man. Like I don't know why you joke about that sort of stuff.
Well, it's unfortunate.
Like people say the N word because they're edgy, dark humor, and I'm like, it is really not funny.
Yeah.
Like that's blatantly racist.
You see it a lot of times in history of like leaders or people of importance who've had um mental illnesses, or people have gone back in history and been like, oh my god, that person probably had this or that. I'll look them up
Uh
right
huh.
now, like people of history with mental illness, but you know, I feel like I've seen it in like history books and such.
Yeah, Hitler definitely had something wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He he
Oh yeah.
he definitely was like fucked in the head. I don't know. That's just so. That's terrifying, man. Imagine being so bitter and so like angry and hateful and resentful that you try and wipe out an entire like culture.
Have you seen the meme of Morty from Rick and Morty being saying uh, that's heartless. You're like Hitler, but at least Hitler cared about Germany or something. I don't feel like Hitler cared about Germany. I feel like he was someone who just like wished to change things and grow power and you know probably made a really definitely made a really bad decision causing a world war.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not like really that well versed when it comes to history. Like I took a push, but I don't remember anything from that.
Hmm. Yeah, I
But
love history. Shout out to Mr. Carbon.
yeah, I can't say uh, whether or not like with confidence whether or not Hitler was actually like dedicated to Germany or he was just fucking crazy.
I mean,
But
like
honestly, I would not be surprised if you were right in saying that he was just
he
power hungry.
started fighting the war on two fronts, going at Russia. Like, just doesn't make much sense.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
no.
he just got way too
Ooh,
power hungry and like, yeah, that man definitely
yeah.
had mental illness though.
I wonder what he had. Like,
Yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff that can be described.
mhm.
But
Okay. I always so this is kind of random, but just like thinking about
hmm
Hitler, uh, the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. Isn't a sociopath or a psychopath is like the cold-blooded ones, like that just don't feel emotion, and then
I
sociopaths
I don't
are
have
the
any
ones who are
idea
like,
on that.
okay, I'm gonna need to look that up because I always get the two mixed up. But yeah, I think sociopaths are the ones that have trouble like
Feeling?
understanding people's emotion. Like they're
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
not empathetic at all whatsoever.
hmm
And then psychopaths are the ones who like are manipulative and do like manipulate people to get what they want.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know what this dude's doing.
Ouch.
Oh, are you fuck? Okay. Wait, where'd you
I'll come
go?
over to you. I was just looting the ship. I got tons of good loot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
like okay.
how many? How many are down there?
No idea. It's probably a lot though, to be truthful. Here, I'll put in a portal.
Oh shit!
Shit. Are they right on you? I can throw
Yeah,
an
they're.
arc
Oh, I'm
star.
fucking. Okay, thanks, bro.
Oh, I hit him. I hit him. Oh, I downed one.
Damn.
I got a kill. Damn.
Holy shit.
Ah, his
Damn.
shield. Gibraltar. God damn.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a
That was
Gibraltar.
a lot of damage I did.
I'm gonna look at the psychopath sociopath thing.
History of Mental Illness, Noba. So this is by Noba. I don't know what their company's about, but by Ingrid G. Ferris's Hood College. That's a pretty cool name for a college, Hood College.
Okay, so
Learning.
psychopaths tend to be more manipulative, can be seen by others as more charming, lead a semblance of a normal life, and minimize risk in criminal activities. Sociopaths tend to be more erratic, rage-prone, and unable to lead as much of a normal life. Yeah, okay, so psychopaths are the manipulative ones. Sociopaths are the
Mhm.
unable to feel emotion.
That's interesting, like how someone just outright cannot like understand social cues and such.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got. Oh shit! I disconnected for some reason. Um, yeah, you got people who like Asperger's that
hmm
cannot like they have a really hard time socializing with people, like, like eye contact, and like, I don't know, they're just like really socially awkward people if you think about it. And like,
Mhm.
there's a spectrum, which is, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, I forget who it was that said it, but someone said, like, I was having a conversation about Asperger's with someone,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Do you think Brian had like a mind, like was very a very high functioning like Asperger's uh person?" I don't know the proper term.
What?
Uh,
Where is this coming from?
I don't remember the reasoning behind it, but I thought it was kind of ridiculous. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? You may be onto something there. I Oh my gosh, I think it's because he's just like, I don't think that's the case at all, but like it was had something to do about like I don't know if you ever had a conversation or like heard Brian talking or had a conversation with him about
Oh,
uh
I was so scared to talk to him.
yeah, no, but like he'd always talk about rowing. And like if it was anything other than rowing, he'd be like extremely awkward, or like it'd just be like it, the conversations that weren't about rowing were just very odd.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Isn't that any rower though? I mean,
That's yeah,
seriously.
I know. That's the thing.
You try talking to any of us, we'll find some way to talk about rowing, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's a drug. Rowing is a drug.
Oh, for sure, dude. It's insane. It's my high. Oh my god, do you see my story today
No,
on
I'll
FTV?
look at it real quick. Is it something I can play over the podcast, or I should edit out?
Oh, you can play it over the podcast if you want.
Don't remember this, but at practice, the Knobs just played one song Saturday practice, and I was like, damn, that's a really good song, man. I've heard that before. I don't remember the name, though, and I don't know where to find it. And for weeks, I was trying to find it, and I was asking around, like, hey, what the fuck is this song? And no one knew. And I'm doing my erg, right? On SoundCloud, I got a playlist going. Goes into playlist radio. The song comes on. I get the fucking fattest high ever. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And, yeah. So, if any of you want it, hit me up.
Yeah. No, but do you remember when I
What was the
like
song?
was talking about that?
Yeah, I do remember.
Here, I'll send it to you. I'll copy
Is
the
it
link.
Illy?
No, it's no, it's not.
Yeah, like how I put that in the, what was it called, Quiplash?
Oh yeah, I like that. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely Jacob.
No one else understood, but I'm glad I got to get that inside joke in.
Yeah, yeah, dude. When it came on, I literally got the fattest chills, bro. I dropped like 5 splits for a solid like 1,000
5?
meters.
Dude, you want to be like, wow, couldn't have done that like the whole piece.
Dude, oh my god, it's bro. Dropping splits is so satisfying.
It
Like
is.
switching a gear,
Mhm.
where it's like, I don't know. For me, I like. Okay, this is a totally different conversation now, but I I like get a lot of like normally I get bodies over and I get like a fair amount of compression,
Mhm.
but when I start sprinting, I like, get bodies over, but
Mhm.
I get enough compression to where my shins are vertical, but my butt, cuz like my body's over like
Mhm.
a lot, my butt's kind of more out rather than in. So I'm not going up on the slide as much, and it's like way easier to use my legs, and like I could still swing a lot, and then it's easier to get the rate up because I'm not going as far up the slide.
Yeah.
That's always the best. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I feel like working out helps with mental illness. I feel a
Oh,
lot of people
dude,
like,
absolutely.
especially me, like I come to rowing and I feel quite, not only good about myself, but this year especially has brought a new social part of me outside of whatever way I was, before.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like every time I feel bad and I work out afterwards, like I feel so much better.
Hmm.
Like oh, I think the perfect example is, so when I was in Amsterdam with Marius last summer, uh our routine would be go to the rowing club in the morning, work out, and then chill for the day, and then like go out, like, you know, like our routine was, wake up, go to the gym, hang out in the day, and then go out at night.
Hmm.
So every morning I'd wake up, not feeling the best,
Hmm.
but then after working out, I feel like great, like I feel so refreshed and like ready to go.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, it definitely does a lot. Like, especially, oh, dude, when you sweat and you just get like that burn going, you feel like so refreshed afterwards.
Yeah.
Like you're literally cleansing the toxins.
I lately have been experiencing, experimenting, not experiencing with dieting, ways of dieting. Like I
Mm.
have not drinking soda in probably 5 weeks.
Oh, dude, that's fantastic, man. Soda's so like not worth it.
Yeah, it's really not. Like I found lemon from the lemon tree in my backyard, and we started a garden, so mint from the garden works really well in a drink.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, we're not gonna make the portal. Whatever.
And dieting also helps with how you feel because
Oh, dude, you feel so shitty after eating like crap food.
yeah.
Yeah, like my aunt and my cousins came over a while ago, a couple days ago,
Hmm.
to drop off some graduation goodies.
Oh,
And
congratulations, by the way.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Class of 2020,
Yeah, baby.
eh?
Yeah, but they brought me a cake, dude. They like got a
Wow.
cake for me, like a Safeway cake,
Hmm.
and like they dropped it off a couple days ago, and I've already eaten the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, no. So not the best eating habit. Like, see, for me, if I ever have, oh shit, yeah, if I ever have like crap food in front of me, like I'm gonna eat it. Like
Hmm.
it's there. I'm not gonna waste it. But like I'm not gonna go out of my way to, you know, go and get bad food.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that type of person.
I like cooking, so whenever I can cook myself something good, I definitely do that.
That's good. Home cooking is always good. Speaking of like dieting or whatever and mental health, I freshman year, have you heard of intermittent fasting?
Yes.
Yeah, so I did that. I didn't do it right though, because
Hmm.
I did not eat enough calories. Uh, but that, like, I don't know. I think it gave me confidence, mainly because
Hmm.
I was like, oh, I'm dieting. I'm losing weight. I'm getting healthy.
Were you?
I'm getting fit. Oh, dude, freshman year I lost an insane amount of weight.
Good
Like
weight or like bad weight?
probably, well, uh, I can't really say, because basically so my whole weight loss journey was, I started working out 7th grade, lost a lot of weight between 7th and 8th grade. Then from 8th grade to freshman year, I lost even more weight, and then fall of freshman, I played football. But freshman football,
Hmm.
like we were never in the weight room. We were just like conditioning all the time. So I got kind of fit from that. Like I got kind of quick,
Hmm.
but I just like, I had no muscle, like
Yeah.
zero muscle mass,
You're
which
quite
is kind of
muscly
funny.
now.
Yeah, I started rowing and taking care of my body and lifting a lot more.
Hmm.
But basically, I guess you could say that I started losing some of the gains that I had made, or what little gains I had, uh, in middle school, freshman year.
Mhm.
But uh, I did lose a lot of weight. So I think, okay, well, the heaviest I was from seventh grade to, or like sometime in seventh grade, I think it was sometime in the summer, I was like 190 something. Uh, and then my lightest
For
I
your height, that's
was,
pretty heavy.
yeah, dude, I was fucking chunky as hell. Uh, but freshman year, I remember in December, like around Christmas, actually it probably was Christmas, I was like 148. Yeah, so I like got hella small. But then I started rowing and also growing, and like,
Mhm.
you know, that got me a lot bigger. And now I'm at a even probably like 173. I haven't weighed myself in a while.
Mhm.
But
We're
I do
around the
have to
same
lose a
height.
little weight. Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. You're like what, 5 inches taller than me?
Yeah.
What? You're like 6'3", right?
Yeah. Yeah. 6'3",
Yeah,
6'4", somewhere around
yeah.
there.
I'm a generous 5'10".
I would say, a little closer to 6 foot, but
You know, on a good
just
day. On a
just
good
maybe.
day.
You
Yeah,
you
man.
still got time to grow. Yeah, right.
Oh man,
Right.
I hope I grow a little more. Like,
You're supposed to end growing around like 23, so I'm pretty sure you could grow a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Dude, if I was like
Just hoping.
6 foot, if I was 6 foot or like 6'1" even, like,
You think you could get to 6'1"?
no, definitely not. But if I got 6 foot, like, oh, I'd be so much better at rowing. Like
Yeah.
the amount of reach I'd get, how much more reach I'd get. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
That would be so many more sea races.
genetics definitely plays into it. I'm not gonna say it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, no, dude.
How many?
Yeah, I think I got into the wrong sport, to be honest.
Yeah. You've explained that before. I've definitely.
Oh, I have.
Yeah. I mean, to
Oh,
me, I
okay.
mean, like, you know,
Yeah,
y- I've seen you. You're a fast runner. It's hard for me to keep up with you doing rowing. I can tell.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Well, if
I know
you,
you just lag back to make me feel better in rowing. I know you do.
nah,
You
man,
see
nah.
me trying super hard.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you, if you were, what's this? Hold X to access black market.
Yeah, it's her ability.
That's cool. Yeah, but if you weren't rowing, and you were doing a different sport, what do you think that would be?
Probably football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my parents got me into rowing because they didn't want to see me injured in football, and they knew that
Yes.
I was a big guy, right? So I was kind of a little chunky, a little chunky. I got a little weight to me, right?
Uh-huh.
You've seen my frame. I'm a big guy, right? My dad's a big guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So instead, I took a path of rowing, which for years was just cardio, and I ended up
Hmm.
becoming a lightweight.
Yeah,
And
that's
I gave
still
up
insane
early
to
the
me.
idea, like once I saw all these rowers working so hard, I gave up the idea of football and wanted to pursue rowing to its fullest.
Hmm.
This all started the summer before sixth grade,
Hmm.
so I've been in the sport a while.
Yeah.
Not competitively. Competitively, it's been what, 3 years of high school, so competitively 2 years.
Hmm.
I won't count novice year. Novice year is fucking weird. So,
Yeah, dude, novice here is crazy. Like you, at that point, you're still like feeling out the sport and
yeah,
like getting an understanding of what you're getting into.
the only people left from my the A boat that I was in, left in rowing was Aisha, me, and Danny. Like all these people who I thought
Yeah.
were gonna be big shots in rowing ended up,
Hmm.
not even most of them being in Oakland Strokes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, your year was whack, man. Like open strokes.
We had so much potential.
Oh, absolutely. Like uh, such a weird time for the open strokes.
Hmm.
Such a weird generation. A generation of change.
Definitely.
Oh, someone right there.
We were talking about Brian earlier. I never got to know
Hmm.
the guy too personally, which, you know, I feel sad about because, you know, I've seen him be so influential throughout the program that I've been through for so many years. But
Hmm.
I definitely like Steve, but you know, I wish I got to work more with him.
Oh yeah, no, he was you know, he was a very headstrong type of guy. Uh, but you know, I appreciate what he did for me. He definitely made me a quote unquote harder person, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, uh, I think I told you about this already, but I have a list, a very short list, because I didn't get to write that much. Like I forgot to write down stuff, I guess, but it was of stuff that Brian said. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's called like stuff that
We
Brian
could
said.
probably get more from other people. Other people definitely.
Yeah,
More
ask for
stuff.
Ryan.
He actually had
But
a new post that I definitely did not understand that was on Instagram. I was just like, okay. It was just like something
yeah,
about like 5'2". I don't know. His face
five
wasn't
two.
even in it. Yeah. I think it was like my
When was
mom's
this
5'2".
posted?
Today or yesterday. I'll go find the post. It's
Oh,
gotta
oh,
be at the
oh,
top
oh,
of my
oh,
feed.
Brian. I thought you were talking about Ryan.
No.
Yeah, no, that's. It, I think it was him just talking about the
My mom is
mirror,
5'2".
how
Yeah.
how it was so short.
Oh, that's cute. Oh.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Now that I understand it, I like it. His
Oh,
enemies looking
oh
at
shit.
us.
Oh shit.
I'm
Oh
sniping
shit.
this
He's
guy.
up.
Yikes. Did you throw that bombardment or was that them?
No, that wasn't me.
I'm gonna
Oh
set up
shit. Oh no.
There you go.
Ah!
I'm gonna set up a portal for you.
Fuck.
Get in this. Get in this portal. Get in this portal.
Where is it? Where is
Right
it?
behind you. Right behind
Ah. Ah.
you. Don't die.
Wait, I don't see the portal. Oh shit. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Oh, are you fucking kidding me, dude? God, what a B word. What a little B.
Wow. Down one of them. Our teammate's definitely gonna die. Unfortunate.
Damn. You're pretty good that round.
We did alright. Well, anyways, back to mental illness of history.
Oh.
References
Yeah.
to mental illness can be found throughout history. The evolution of mental illness, however, has not been linear or progressive, rather cynical. Whether behavior is considered normal or abnormal depends on the context surrounding the behavior. So, you know, like religion stuff, you know, we could talk about it on another podcast how fucked up history is, like with controlment of religion and government, like how it works to
Yeah.
control a civilization. But throughout history,
Yeah.
there have been three general theories of mental illness: supernatural, somatogenic, and psychogenic. So I'm guessing the first one, supernatural, is just like freaking religion, and there's a picture. There's a picture of a drill going into someone's brain.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that was yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Engraving by Peter
That's
Tervis of a
that was uh
tribulation. A
oh
type of
my
drill
gosh.
clamped onto the
Oh,
head.
I got a legendary skin. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Sorry. Yeah, no. So that's supernatural, meaning like the humors, you know? You remember that stuff from like medieval shit? Like you have too much like you're sick so they drained your blood
Oh, that's
cuz
part
like
of what's it called? Zeus was having a headache. They broke open his head, and was it Athena who came out?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's connected, but I think that did happen. Yeah, yeah, and also like the whole supernatural thing, like definitely is whatchamacallit, uh, like the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the second one? Psychosomatic? Is that what you said?
No, it was somatogenesis, developing from physical slash bodily origins. So I guess it's a
Somatic.
theory about like genetics being involved with creating mental illness, like either incest or um, like it's like old timey stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. People are just like, I don't know.
Like think
Like,
someone with like epilepsy, would think he just had a demon inside of them.
yeah, it's crazy, man. What the world thinks if they don't have like knowledge,
Reason,
like
yeah.
ignorance, man.
That's the whole
It's
point
crazy.
of like certain, how do I want to say this? Certain religion back then was like the only way to get educated, and it was in the education of the eyes of the religion, right? So no one
Hmm.
else was educated. So, these people were just pretty much following the lead of the religious leaders because they
Hmm.
were not educated properly, which leads to a
Oh
poorly
yeah.
educated society. And not only that, but like the loss of like knowledge or ignorance.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like if they're told one thing and they don't have any other option, like for us, we're taught certain things in school, and it's really oftentimes hard for us to come like normally it's hard for us to come by like explanations for other things or like different, you know, perspectives because we learn things from school like
Hmm.
whatever they teach us is supposed to be the truth or like
Yep.
what actually happened, but that might not always be the case.
Well, which is sad, but like it's a sad truth that it's just it is what it is.
Hmm. God,
It
this is
would
such a
it would
dry
be
area.
weird, like there are things of like you ever been in high school and they're like, ah, yes, this history thing did happen that you did learn inside of English class, but this guy was actually bad and held slaves, and you're like, oh, okay, like
Oh yeah, yeah, like George Washington
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
Abraham Lincoln,
like
which is hella ironic.
like this, like really, like you
Oh
couldn't have
shit, I almost fell.
told us that a little earlier before we did like
Yeah.
plays about him and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. There definitely. I feel like there's definitely throughout history spikes in different types of mental illness. You know,
Hmm.
depending on what's happening. Like today's day and age, apparently, is supposed to have like the highest anxiety and depression rates in like a long ass time.
I wouldn't doubt it, just because of the amount of pressure that's put on everyone to contribute,
Hmm.
like to
Yeah.
make society a better place, especially
Oh
with
shit.
all this stuff going on. Like, how are you to do that sometimes? You know what I mean? Are there guys after us?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. On me. Wait, where'd he go?
That was the Mirage hologram.
Oh, what the fuck,
Yep,
dude? That's some bullshit, bro.
yep. So they know where we are now.
Damn, I need more shield, bro. Oh shit.
Sorry, did I spook you?
Did you spook me? Oh, a little.
A little.
Got a little antsy.
Oh, great.
Oh shit. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Oh, I see.
Up
I see.
top, this guy's a horrible name,
Haha, my type of person.
though. My fight, I shall go in. Oh, you jumped down, nice. Oh wait, no, it's the Mirage. You see,
Is there a way to tell?
usually they'll be moving like just straight, you know, like no one moves just straight. They'll try to evade and like shoot back at you.
Alright, where is he? Did you already get him?
No?
Because I'm on the roof and I don't
Still
see
alive.
anyone. Wait, I don't see him. Oh, you're over there? Okay.
Yeah, he's right on me. I'm down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, today's mental illness is definitely, you know, are from the you see YouTubers and
Oh,
stuff.
shit! Wait, what the fuck? What killed me?
Influencers go through it on their own. You know how much a group of people can put so much pressure on one person that it overwhelms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically like sometimes either your group of friends or a whole society norm to do.
Yeah, and some people do it unknowingly, you know? Like the whole
Yeah.
thing about friends.
Or college.
Yeah. There's like
There's a lot of people
an
that college
expectation.
isn't meant for them.
Yeah, like there is a, depending on who you surround yourself, there's an expectation for what college should be. Like, or let me rephrase that. Like some people have one perspective on what college should be, and then other people have like a different perspective.
Yeah.
And depending on who you surround yourself with, you'll get, you know, pressured into whatever it may be.
I've personally been asked, you know, what do I want to go to college to do? What am I going to it for? And my answer is rowing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I truthfully right now have no complete interest in anything else other than rowing. So,
Yeah, I mean that is, you know, kind of where I'm at, but at the same time, like, you know, you are going to college to
to
get an
do,
education and have a future because you're not going to be your own for the rest of your life, no matter how much you love it.
Yeah.
But
I'll
not knowing what you want
eventually
to
grow too old to bring the boat down the ramp, and I'll be sad.
do. Yeah,
I'll take
I
my
mean,
Kangen walker and get out on the launch.
dude, being a coach, that'd be pretty sweet.
Would you want to come back and coach Oakland Strokes with me?
When? I mean, I'd love to,
50 years?
yeah, I'd honestly like. I'd love to coach. Like, I don't know how good I'd be.
We'd probably end up coaching like a different team though, sadly. Like, I would love to
Yeah.
coach Oakland Strokes though.
Hmm. Dude, imagine Oakland Strokes. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, a rowing club being around for that long. Like, the only rowing clubs that have been around for like, well, okay, like 74 when Strokes was founded. So 30 years would be 2004. Another 10, 40 would be 14. So 46 years would be this year, 46th anniversary, plus another 50. So that's 96 years. But yeah, the only rowing clubs that have been around that long, to my knowledge, are like in Europe, like
Yeah.
Leander Club, like Oxford Brooks, that sort of things. Those are like old ass clubs. Or actually, no, probably like UW or Harvard, like all the Ivies.
Yeah.
Those are all really old clubs. Yeah, but like, that's so weird. And I'm sure there are going to be like a bunch of new ones. How do we even start talking about this?
When I was in middle school, I never thought I would be A boat or like 1V worthy.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was in middle school, I had no idea I'd be rowing, let alone going to college for it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, my plan was like go to high school, play football, hopefully go to college for it, do wrestling in the winter, track in the spring, maybe lacrosse. Yeah,
I don't
but
know where along the way I felt like I could like succeed in rowing. Maybe it was like my choice to like not gain weight and not gain muscle over last year and become lightweight. But yeah, I just don't know where along that way I felt like I was able to succeed in the sport.
hmm Yeah, me neither, man. Actually, oh, you know what? Okay, this is actually interesting. So, you remember, did you listen to the podcast with Arna?
Yeah, I listen.
Yeah, so I don't remember the exact wording he said, but to paraphrase it, it was something like speed is accidental. Like
Mm,
he always said he went in like whenever he had big PRs, I think this is what he said. He whenever he went in to like for a 2K and had a big PR, he didn't plan for it. Like he had a plan, like he had pacing, but he never expected to go as fast as he did.
mhm.
And I relate to that so much. Like last year, like I knew I wanted to, get faster over the summer. I went into my junior year not knowing what I'd be able to do,
Yeah.
or like how fast I had gotten. Like all those PRs were like, okay, my 6K PR, which I still have not beaten since last fall. Uh, I uh, I went into that like my goal was to go like 47 something, right?
Mhm.
And I ended up going like 46-1. So yeah,
Wow.
no, that's like what you're saying about like I don't know when I found success in the sport. Like I can't really speak to a lot of other sports, but I
Mhm.
think a lot of, at least in rowing, speed is kind of accidental, like you have intentions, you want to get faster, but like you never really
No,
know
you'll
how
never
fast
be
you are
fast. Yeah.
exactly. That's at least my experience and from what I've heard from other people.
I came into this year uh, having gained a significant amount of weight so that I could compete higher up in the team.
Hmm.
And what ended up happening was I learned early on this year that putting on just fat wasn't gonna do anything for me in any way, and I had to learn to turn that into muscle quite quickly. And I feel like I was pretty efficient at that, and I've been very good at it since. But that was a big learning point for me to learn to, like speed, like you said, comes accidentally, but it doesn't just come from weight or you had some problems. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I opened the door and there's just a whole fucking squad there. Yeah, no, but like my deal with like I guess living is if there's like if you do something like obviously you want to like play around with different things, but like if you do something and you end up being really good at it, like from the get go, I shouldn't even say from the get go, but if you do something and you enjoy it, like you better be damn good at it. Like you shouldn't. Like my personal opinion is, yeah, like try and be really good at as many things as possible, but like don't like try and be mediocre at a bunch of different things. Like
It's good to
be
be
good
well
at a few
rounded,
things.
so though sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean that's true, but like I don't think that means you should just be like shitty at a bunch of different things. Like you should be good
Mhm.
at a few things. Like for me, I had chosen, okay, I want to be good at rowing, and like I'm not the best student, but I'm like, all right, well, I want to be, like I want to do well in school, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. And I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting
You ever heard the
how,
phrase "Don't put too many of your eggs in one basket"?
yeah, that's true, but like that entails like, oh, like I'm put, well, okay. The
You
thing
do want
about
to
that,
invest. Like investing is good.
yeah, no, I mean, okay, would you want to be mediocre at a bunch of different things or like really good at a select few things?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, yeah. You want to be good at very good at a few things and have it become a part of your identity and
Exactly, yeah.
uh,
Like, I don't know. I don't want to be the type of person who's like
just
kind of
okay.
dipping their feet into like only a couple different things, or not a couple different things, like just kind of like dipped my toes into a few things and like not really had a, yeah, like you say, an identity. Like you have people who are like, oh, I do art, I make music, I play sports, I go out with my friends all the time, I do this and that. But like they play like 50 different sports. They like play a bunch of different instruments, but they never like settle on one instrument, like they never master one thing, like that sort of thing. Like, I don't know, I just don't find a lot of satisfaction with it, personally.
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh yeah, and this was about Tommy.
Yeah,
So I don't know, I just think,
we're an hour and 30 minutes in, just for reference.
oh shit, okay, cool. Well, yeah, I think these podcasts,
we have
yeah,
a lot
no,
to
I
talk
think,
about. We have a lot more to talk about, and a lot more things like I've written down. This was just a really, really good first one.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the thing about these podcasts is we have like an idea of what we want to talk about going into it,
We have a
but
lot
like
of,
we kind of
yeah.
just we like let the conversation flow,
Which is
like,
good. We
mhm.
gotta put out, our opinion to our audience.
I feel like this is kind of a situation where
We'll grow into it.
you kind of go into it expecting like anything really.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we went from talking about mental illness to
to Brian, to rowing,
to exactly.
But it's all been around the point of, how things in our life affect us, and, mental illness and the ways that it affects people in our lives and other people's lives and throughout history, what it's done.
Exactly. Super interesting stuff, man.
Alrighty, so I'm a shout out Dudley and Chino for their music that I'm gonna be putting inside this podcast, and yeah, thank you everybody. Do you wanna shout out anyone, Julian?
Oh man. I don't think so. Oh, shout out to you, Jacob, for like putting all this together. Like I did not expect this to be such a huge project.
I went quite in.
Yeah, man, you got the whole editing software, you got the recording stuff going, you
I'll
got,
send you a picture of all of
oh hell yeah.
it.
Yeah, but shout out to you, man, for putting all this together. This is like,
You're my
you
inspiration.
know,
I've always wanted to do one.
oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad. I'm glad we can share this experience. But yeah, all right. I think that's it. That's it for us.